because you were on camera.
Okay, we'll get started with some of the freshman awards. I believe the coaches come up. Okay, so this award here is their cumulative scholastic GPA award, and also our junior varsity letter award. These go to the kids that have wrestled JV off and on throughout the season. So coaches will hand you, shake their hands, stay up here, so that, and then when we get everybody up, okay? Our first award winner will be Jennifer Adams. Kate here, Kate Boyd. Kate Boyd was our second. Ike Brownsville.
Go sit down.
Allie Campbell. Will Clark. Sam Denny. Sam Prince. Briscoe. James Livingston. Thomas Smith. Aslan Trapp. Wade Wetzel. These are our freshman award winners.
Take a bow or something.
Our second award is the for our varsity squad that had a great season. High GPAs with a combined GPA of 3.417, which is pretty awesome. So our first winner is also a three-time letterman, Andrew Berge.
You want him to stand here, Coach?
Our next one is a two-time letter award winner, Finley Butler. Just stand up. Our next person also carried a 3.769 GPA and is his first varsity letter award winner to Max Collins. Our next award winner is a two-time letter award winner, Riley. Our next is another first-year letterman. Freshman is a letterman, Tabby's LaMontagne. Our next award winner will be our next highest GPA award winner with a 3.787, Seth Muchaku in his second year of varsity letterman. Another outstanding GPA 3.868 and our four-year letterman, senior Duncan Miller. Our next four-year letterman, his brother, looks just like him, Luke Miller. Our junior, third-year letterman, Alex Ojukwu. Another four-year letterman, GPA of 3.5, grade average, Derek Shaw. Another junior, second-year letterman, Serte Yi So. Freshman, first-year letterman, Ethan Stoll. And our second-year letterman, Luke Wetzel. Thank you, gentlemen. You have a seat. So last year when we started, when the season started, we had 59 kids in the wrestling room upstairs at the old gym, 59 kids. We ended with 27 kids, This year we started out with 62 kids in the room, and we ended with 27 kids. So we're still in that work of progress, still in that, I would say, baby phase. So once we figure it out, as one of my goals is to keep more than 27 on a team and take more than 6 to state. This year we took 6 and we placed 4 at state. So we placed 4. So with our awards, TC Cordell, our coach, is going to present the freshman award.
Freshmen, it's a tough time for freshmen in wrestling. It's a long, long season. But this freshman, every time he came off the mat, he was always asking questions. How can I get better? What can I do? And I knew right then, this what wrestler could be coached. The outstanding freshman of the year goes to Max Collins.
Coach Gutierrez has been with us for a while. He will be giving out the sophomore award.
I love that speech. When this fella came into the room last year as a freshman, I don't know if it was collective coaching. We all looked at each other. We weren't quite sure how far he would progress and if he would even stick out the whole season. This wrestler is the kind of wrestler that we as coaches dream about usually. Highly coachable, really cares about the team, really cares about himself, his progression. A lot of non-wrestling skills as well, honesty, integrity, accountability, all the stuff you look for in a good human being. Open ears all the time, open mind. I wish I had 100 of them on the team. But he's only got a couple moves, but he does them really well, and he's pinned a lot of people unexpectedly this year. Yeah, and he's a great cameraman when he's not wrestling. Right, Angels?
Coach Sam Brathers will be doing the junior award.
All right. Well, can't follow that up. I'm not a public speaker, so we're gonna blow by real fast here. So this wrestler, let's just say, shows up all the time, hard worker in the room, very talented. Let's just say if you had a little bit more technique and less muscle, I think you would have been a little further along. But this wrestler, great guy, great person. I still owe you, wherever you are, Andrew Berge.
So our next coach, when I go anywhere and people see Big Dan stand next to me, I say, this is my nephew, which is true. Big Dan is my nephew. And I watched Dan wrestle when he was a freshman at Bishop Kelly, and take great pride to have him as one of my coaches. He'll be doing the senior award.
Oh yeah, this guy. All right. So this senior that I get to talk about, he is probably one of the mentally toughest kids I've ever met. If you were at districts, you saw him hurt his ankle a little bit. You can see the thought process, the gears winding, deciding that should I just forfeit this match or should I keep going? Even at state, you saw this mental toughness go on. He got poked in the eye pretty good. His eyes swelled up. It was pretty amazing to watch him go out there and keep kicking butt. He's a great wrestler, and the outstanding senior is Luke Miller.
So our next award will be given out by our coach Taylor Gowdy, who is also the head wrestling coach at Hillside Junior High and one of the assistants. So he'll be handing out the Heart of the Brave Award.
So I'm not really one that's super big on this public speaking thing, but I'll give it my best go here. So this Heart of Brave, it's the kind of award that we want to give out to someone who can come into that room every single day. You know, they want to lead by example. They work their butts off. They come in early. They leave late. So this Heart of the Brave Award is something that us as coaches are really excited to give out because it's the one that it's the most important because it's the one that everyone can kind of work together to get themselves. And this guy, you know, win or loss, always came off the mat, he wanted to become better. And, you know, he might not show on that wall, but you know what? He's one that he's gone above and beyond, and he deserves to be on that wall in that wrestling room. This goes to Eric Chapman.
So our next award is the Outstanding Wrestler Award. And I know a lot of people like to look at Outstanding Award as the W's. W's, W's. I win everything, I win everything. But to me, an outstanding wrestler is not that you just win everything, every time. It's what you leave behind you when you leave the mat. What legacy do you have when you walk away? Do people say, that guy was a great wrestler? The guy had character. He had heart. Most of all, he towed the rest of the wrestlers with him. He showed them what it was like to be in the wrestling room. He showed them what it was like to practice on the mat. Whether you hurt, whether you lost the big tournament bout, it was how you carried your face, how you carried your shoulders when you came back the next day. When people pointed at you and said, you didn't win. Do you stand there and say something back, or do you say, I won in another manner? This year I had a tough time because I know that I wasn't going to give just one outstanding award. So I'm going to give two. And I asked Gary Macon and Larry Macon to come along because these two gentlemen were state champions a long time ago. And they know that sometimes your legacy that you leave behind, sometimes it gets forgotten. Who you are, what you were. And sometimes these two gentlemen have been at most of our tournaments. And I would see them up there in the stands, and I'd see them talking to each other, and we spoke. It's several times. And so I asked them to come. Each one will hand out, I will say their names, and the gentleman will hand out their awards. So Larry and Gary, will you come up here with me, sir? Okay, before we do, Gary will do a little talking, then we'll give out the awards.
Not a lot of talking. Can you hear me? I'm not used to talking when I'm around. Boy, Larry, they never gave out awards like this when we were in school. The state championship medal, it's like about an inch and a half high. It's in a little box like that. You know, that's great, guys. Should be proud to have those. I want to say that I did a little research on the Boise High wrestling, and since 1958, Alex and Duncan and Luke, I want you to know that there's only been 31 wrestlers at Boise High School that ever have placed at least twice at state. Only 31, so you're a pretty elite group, okay? You're right out there with them, you know, without you three guys, there'd only be 28 right now. So, congratulations to all three of you. But, what do we have here? We got,
You want me to say it?
yeah, why don't you
Okay.
do it?
I'll hand it to you. And you can give that. You wanted to do the tallest one, right?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Gary wanted to do the tallest, and then he wanted to do the short one, right? Okay. Pretty fun. Okay, our outstanding wrestlers. You gotta hold your chest up. You guys get these, remember to what he just said. You fall into an elite group of kids. Because nobody can take that away from you, ever. This year we can't put our names up on the wall, but when we do get that chance, there will be a time that we'll come in and have you guys put your names up on the wall, okay? So we can do that. So our first outstanding wrestler this year will be Duncan Miller. Larry, you're with you. Our next award winner is only a junior and has 148 wins to his name at this point. He has a whole season to go to. So our next award winner is Alex Ocean.
18-point turn.
Okay. All the coaches will stay up here, okay? Thank you. Go ahead. You want to do the academic? Oh, yeah, go ahead. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I just want to say one other thing. Back in 62, 63, and 64, when we were at that, not only did we not get very big awards, stories like that. One thing I am glad about is they didn't give academic awards back then. Because, around 2.0 is like where we were at. So,
Good enough for us.
So, for the next recognition, so that we have the coaches up here, and I know we're not going up into the room, so our state placers this year, we're going to have Alex Would you do? Third? Third?
Fourth.
Come on.
Fourth.
Fourth and sixth? Fourth and sixth?
Wash your toes.
Now we can take it.
Stay right there.
Luke Miller? Duncan Miller? Third? Alex stand in front of me. Andrew Bird. These are our state blazers. We took 6 to state, 4 placing, which is pretty phenomenal for a team this small. Okay?
What do you want? Yeah, he's got it.
So the guys to my right, I can only say it's a lot of accolades to them. Again, it brings me back to when I was in college and I was doing a history minor. I had 8 of them. And my history minor, I remember reading about Henry Ford and how he had built this magnificent car factory by putting people around him that knew what they were doing. He necessarily did not know what a wrench was. He did not know how to put a car light on a car, but he found people who did. And I can't say enough for every one of these guys that are standing up here to my right. Because without them, a head coach, you really can't do a whole lot. I can start the season, and I can be in the room, but when I need guys to go out and wrestle and go in the trenches, get a little bloody, get a little mean, catch a ringworm. These are the guys that I put out in front of me. And so, I would like you to know that I love these guys a ton. And without them, Boise High could not be where they're at today. I'm going to tell you that. Sam Bressens, Taylor Gowdy, Devin, Lorenzo. Lorenzo's leaving us. I tell you what a great guy. What a great guy. And then, of course, my nephew, Little Dan.
Thank you, Manny.
Thank you. Again, the program can't grow unless you have people behind you. And this year, and I'll tell you, even when Coach Bill was in the room, and I remember the first time meeting Coach, I came from Capitol, I was a head assistant up there, and they sent me, and Coach Bill goes, Coach Enrico? I go, yes, sir. He goes, I do all the coaching in the room, you'll go wrestling. Yes, sir. He puts me with the heavyweights. And so I was like, oh my goodness. But I loved every year that I've been with him. And I have been with some great, great wrestling coaches. I'll tell you that honestly. And again, I can say that I cannot be up here unless I say thank you to Coach Bill Rasmus. programs don't build themselves. And this year, just by watching the community, watching all the folks that came to watch the matches, I remember going to the state tournament and watching the little schools where all the little schools close the stores down and they're all there, Preston. And it's all blue. This year I turn around and I see our parents in the stands. I would hear our parents say, what can we do for you? I could hear our parents step up. And I mean, step up. Which was awesome. Because without you, the program does not get built. It stays stagnant. Even though the great coaches that I have here to my left, it'll be stagnant. So, even the guys that are in the smaller trenches that are pulling the people back and pulling them out of the woodwork, under the rocks, in the trees. So I have two, before I say thank you parents, I have two that I know that that's what they do. So with Taylor Gowdy and Mike Ryder, please stand up. These are our head coaches at Boise, Taylor Gowdy and Taylor Gowdy. It takes great programs to build programs. Mike's team this year won the city championship at North Junior High. So with all the parents, please stand up. So with our seniors leaving, you leave legacies behind. Okay? And before you leave, you should, before you graduate, you should put your hands on one of the lower classmen's shoulder and say, records are on the wall, not to just be looked at, but a record on the wall is to be broken, is to go after. I go to Parma High School, and I look at the records up there, and I see Coach Brass's. But what's amazing is that all the names that follow thereafter. You go to Boise State, look at the records there for Coach Brass's, and there are names thereafter that are chasing. So you underclassmen have shoes to fill, big shoes. But I think out of the 18, 19 freshmen that we have, and the core that's coming for next year, Boise High is going to be on the map. They're going to be right up there, and they're going to be struggling right along with some of the greats. And I can honestly tell you this, Todd Katie at Columbia High School says, I don't know what you fed them. I don't even know what you say to them. He said, but from where you guys came from to where you are now, he goes, phenomenal. So gentlemen, that is not just from one good coach, it's from a lot of coaches across the state. So thank you. You guys did a great job this year. Round of applause for you, wrestlers. So behind me are some flowers, and again, right behind every great person, every great man, is a good-looking lady that's saying, get out there and go do your stuff. There's a big hand waiting for you to turn around, you run the wrong direction. So we had flowers, and I'll be the first one to put out there. I know that every day she says, how late are you going to be tonight? Do I cook dinner or do I not cook dinner? Or are you going to eat a can of beanie weenies on the way home? That's a can of beanie weenies, or my favorites is eating a can of sardines on the drive home. So my lovely wife of 16 years, I thank you for your patience. Oh Lord. 17. Okay. I'm not counting the years that we were dating. See, I'm counting the years that we were married. Thank you. We went to high school together, and her brother was my best friend. And so I said, I'll never marry your sister. I promise. I promise. I promise. Ended up marrying his sister. Anyway, thank you. I love you. Yeah, Mr. Gowdy, do you have someone to thank? Yeah.
So for the last 3.5 years, I'm just gonna call up my fiance, Leslie Carlson. Also Boise High softball coach.
I gotta tell you, one of the stories that really stick to my head was when I was coaching with Coach Bill. We're in Elko, Nevada. And I'm sitting on the front bench, and Coach is behind me, and he's pounding on my back, and he goes, Coach Enrico, yes, he goes, my wife called me today, told me she loved me. And I said, that's awesome. What else you say? Happy anniversary. You remember that, Coach? I went, did you call her back? I go, did you remember? That was his answer. I tell you, coaching with guys that are younger, and I get to watch them grow, and I get to watch them date, they bring their dates, so I enjoy watching them as they turn into fine young men.